Yes, it can get quite busy at times for the club committee. At the beginning of the Toastmasters year, so at the beginning of July, we're coming just to the time where the club officers have attended their club officer training, they have set up their rhythm for club committee meetings, they've got the hang of managing the meetings for the club, the actual club meetings, the bread and butter for the club, so they're more and more used to the day-to-day running of the club. And then suddenly contest season comes around, and then can really hit the actual committee team kind of quite hard, particularly the Vice President of Education. And for that, I'd really recommend to plan ahead. What you really want to do is you want to find out from your area director as early as possible in the Toastmasters year, possibly even as early as like June, so before the Toastmasters year has started, when the area contest will take place. And then you work back from that 2 to 4 weeks to set the date for your club contest. To organize a club contest can be quite a lot of work, but it's doable. I think what catches quite a few people out is that when we organize our own club contest, that's not all we need to be concerned with, because we should really be thinking about that element of community and reciprocity. For our club contest, ideally, we want to have some external judges. If we have external judges from other clubs, we also need to send people. So it's really worthwhile thinking about it very early. What's the pool of people that we have available in the club who we can send out to judge at other clubs? And if that happens to be a very small pool, or if there's no one there, for instance, if the club is very newly established, that's understandable. You will not be expected to send people back for judging, because that's how Toastmasters works. At the beginning, everyone will just help you. But it's still worth planning out at what point you as a club will be ready to send people out for judging. And there are a number of things that can be done. There are a couple of webinars available and other training videos also on the Toastmasters International website, where individual members can familiarize themselves with what they need to do as judges. And then at club meetings, there could be judges training by simply using pre-prepared speeches and judges practicing to take place. There are the judges' guides and ballots, and people can just fill that in to practice judging a speech. And that can of course be done also for evaluations as well as for table topics to cover the various types of contests. So that can really require some pre-planning a few months ahead to get a larger pool of people ready to start judging outside of the own club in order to pay back the favor that another club has given us by sending judges to judge at our own club contest. When we look at contests, of course, as a club, we want to make sure that our own club contest runs really well. We do want to look beyond it as well, though. On top of looking at other club contests where we want to exchange judges, we also want to look at the next stage and the stage after of contests. So 4 to 6 clubs are organized in an area. When we hold a club contest, we will determine the winner, who will then progress to the next level, which is the area level. And even if we didn't hold a club contest, we can send someone from our club who we think is a very strong competitor to that area contest alternatively, if we didn't hold a club contest. Now that area contest is not going to organize itself. It seems to be in the hands and responsibility of the area director. But the area director is just leading the effort. They need the support from all the clubs in the area and some clubs beyond the area as well. So as a club in an area, please consider right from the start of the Toastmasters year that you will be wanting to send 2 judges to that area contest to support it. Because if each club in the area does that, that gives you already a good pool of judges, right? Also, when we're looking at contests that are held in person, the area director doesn't have a budget for renting a room for holding that contest. So they're really dependent on the clubs in the area to make a room available. And of course, it shouldn't always be the same club in the area, but over time the clubs can take it in turn to share that load. So these are just a couple of examples of how your club can support the area contest. When we get to the next level, and it's the division contest, again, each individual club wants to have a stake in that. And that's not just the clubs whose contestants have managed to progress to that level. Ideally, other clubs also would want to be willing to be involved at organizing a club at division level, and then moving on to the next level, which is district, of course. Again, helping hands are always sought. It can sound like a lot, and it does get very busy at contest time. But contest time is also one of those wonderful times where everyone gets together and helps each other out. My recommendation for any committee would be to plan ahead for that. The more people you have in the club who can judge, and also for those higher level contests, we then need to take a closer look in the contest rulebook on what the qualifying criteria are for judging. So you may or may not have members in your club who can do that, but find out early so that you know how you can contribute and get those members on board right early on. It's so much better to give someone a couple of months warning than just a couple of days, of course, as we all know. Not saying that that is what you would ever do, but of course to plan ahead and not be overwhelmed by contest season, but really see how can we allocate resources to that. It makes the whole process so much more doable, manageable, but also so much more fun. So I think contest season is really something to be enjoyed.